Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, I am going to go over how to properly complete lesson 2 of domain 3. So let's go over into Teams. When you go over into Teams, I have listed for you the website that you need to go to. I have listed that you need to log in. You go to courses on the left, go to Word 2019 Associate, click on Domain 3, Manage Tables and Lists, and then click on Lesson 2, Modify Tables. I have included the instructions because I have noticed that some of you are asking where do you find the Learn Key, and that lets me know that you're not actually reading the actual steps that I have included, the instructions that I have included for the lesson, because the website is right here and all you have to do is click on courses, go into your Word 2019, Domain 3, Lesson 2. So you always start by watching the videos. Watching the videos and completing the in-browser exercise labs is going to be extremely helpful for you when it's time for you to complete the workbook portion of the assignment. And remember, the workbook portion of the assignment is what you're actually submitting to me in Teams. Now you will notice that it tells you to download the files from the Files tab. Now you need these files in order to complete the pages in the workbook, which is pages 24 to 29. All you have to do is click on Files at the top. So you click on Files, and here you will see the Lesson 2 Domain 3 folder. And when I click on that, here are all of the files that you need. Now all you have to do is click on the 3 dots and download. Same thing here, 3 dots and download. After you have downloaded your files, now you may begin working in the workbook. So this is the Learn Key side. So in Learn Key, and I'll demonstrate to you, if you were to start from the beginning and go to Learn Key, Geometrics, go to geometrics.net, you are going to log in. Now, these are the same instructions that I assigned for the workbook. These are the same instructions. So you will see, go to www.geometrics.net. I've done that. You have to log in and then go to courses on the left. So I am going to log in. I am going to go to courses on the left. I am going to go to Word 2019 Associate. Just scroll down. All right. And here is Word. Okay. 2019 Associate. After I do that, I am supposed to click on Domain 3, Manage Tables and Lists, and then I can go to Domain 2. So no problem. I am going to click on Domain 3, Manage Tables and Lists. It's listed right here. And then I'm going to click on Lesson 2, Modify Tables. All right. So guys, if you just follow the steps that I have listed in the instructions, you will be able to find your assignments as I have just demonstrated to you. Okay. Your videos. All you have to do is click here and it will take you to the videos. I'm going to put a pause there because I don't want the video to play over my voice. So watch the videos for lesson 2 and then you complete the in-browser version of the exercise labs. This is the exercise labs here. This is the in-browser version. And then you would click that and click select. I'm not going to go into it now because I've already done it, as you can see, and it gives you a completion grade right here. So what I am going to concentrate on is the workbook assignment. So next I click workbook, and over here in Teams you'll see you are to complete pages 24 through 29. Okay. I am going to minimize my side panel here and just make this bigger. So we do not do the fill in the blanks. Okay, I've stated that before, but just in case if you've forgotten, we do not do the fill in the blanks. And we are going to start on page 24. Here is page 24. So make sure you're looking at the page numbers at the bottom. And we are going to start off by opening up our 321 class schedule file and scrolling down to the Our Instructors section. So what I'm going to do now is let me minimize my Teams. Let me open up Word. It's right here. And I'm going to open up that 321 class schedule. So I have a location that I always save my files on, and I highly suggest that you do the same so that you know where to find your files and you know where to save your work as well. So I'm going to open up 321 class schedule, and I have it open, and I need to scroll down to the Our Instructors section. So I'm just going to scroll down to the Our Instructors section. So here is the Our Instructors section right here. So number 2, I am going to use the sort feature to put the instructor's name in ascending alphabetical order. Do not include the table header in the sort. Okay, so I am going to click in the table. Now remember, in order to work on a table, you must be in the table because you will not see the Table Tools Conceptual tab. So I have to click in the table. Now I can see the Table Tools Conceptual tab. Now I can click on Layout. And what I'm going to do is I am going to click on Sort. When I click on Sort, these are the different options that I have. Well, right now, Instructor is the one that's selected, and I am supposed to be sorting by instructor in ascending alphabetical order. So it's ascending. Ascending is selected. Ascending means you start with A and you end with Z. And it's going to ask you here at the bottom, does your table or my list has a header row? Yes, my list does have a header row, so I'm going to make sure that is selected, and then I'm going to click OK. And when I do that, it is going to sort the table in alphabetical order. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo for a second. Let's say when you went to sort, you chose no header row. And I want to show you what that's going to do. What that's going to do is when it puts everything in alphabetical order, it is going to include the header in its alphabet when it alphabetizes it. So when I click OK, notice what it did. It included the header when it alphabetized the table. So I do not want that. That's not what I want. Okay. What I want is click here. Yes, I have a header. It's instructor. It's ascending. Click OK. Okay. And actually, that's all there was to this first page. That was all you had to do for this first page. So what you're going to do next is save. So my little thing here, my little trick, I select the file name. I click copy. I come over into Word, File, Save As, and I come here to my workbook assignment and I save it in my assignments. And save always starting with your last name, your first name, your ID number, and then the name of the assignment. To paste that in and then save. And just like that, I'm moving on to the next page. For the next page, configure cells, margins, and spacing. And I want you to pay attention to how much time. The estimated completion time is 5 minutes. These assignments should not be taking you a very long time to complete. And also, just to bring you back to, if you forget how to do something, look at your video reference. The video reference let you know exactly which video to refer back to help you along with the assignment. So for this one, I am going to open up the file 322 class schedule. So let me go to File. I am going to go to Open. And I'm going to go to where I have my files. And I'm going to choose 322. So 322 is open. And I need to scroll down to the Our Instructors section. So let me scroll down. Here I am. Okay. Step number 2, adjust the cell margins for the instructor table. Make the top and bottom margins 0.1 inches. Okay. So first of all, remember, if I'm going to work in the table, I need to click in the table. So I click in the table. Then I will see the Table Tools Conceptual tab pop up. I'm going to click on Layout, okay? And what it wants you to do is you are adjusting the cell margins. So right here, this is where you'll see cell margins. So click on that. And we are making the top and bottom margins 0.1 inches. So here's the top. And you can just type 0.1. You do not need to do the 0 in front. That's the top, and then the bottom, 0.1, okay? And are we done with that? We adjust the cell margins, make top and bottom 0.1, that's it, and then click OK. And what do we do next? We save. So let me click on the file name, copy, and you are going to save this. File. Save as, okay, and after you do save as, make sure you are using your last name. And I keep stressing that because I do have students that are still not saving their files properly. And then when I try to go and grade it, I cannot find the files. I can't tell what they are. It looks like it's just the original file. So please make sure that you are following the formatting that I am requiring you to use when you are saving your files. Okay, last name, first name, ID number, and the name of the assignment, and click Save. And we're moving on. You may have noticed that I skipped question number 4 and 5. Okay, just a reminder, you no longer have to do these fill in the blanks, these questions at the end. Okay, so let's go to the next page. And the next page is about merging and splitting cells. So for this one, we need to open up file 323 class schedule. So I'm going to open up that file now. 323 class schedule. So I have it open. I'm just going to move it to the side. And the first thing that you're going to do is you are going to scroll down to the Our Instructor section. So let's scroll down. So here is the Our Instructor section. Next, what we're going to do is we are going to make the table heading row 1 cell by merging the cells. So basically you are going to take Instructor and you are going to click on Table Tools, Conceptual tab, Layout, and we are going to merge. All right, the table heading, right, it says make the table heading row 1 cell by merging the cells. Okay, so the way that we do that is we are going to select the first row and we are going to make it one cell. So after we select the row, which is Instructor, I want you to click here at the top where it says Merge Cells. And now that has been merged into one cell. Okay. So step number 3, split the classes for the instructor Bart into 2 cells, one above the other. Now, some of you may have noticed that the name was changed. In the previous assignment, it was Bart. Bart was down here, but now it says Emily. So you're actually doing it to Emily. So I am going to put my insertion point there, and I'm going to make sure my Table Tools is activated. Click on Layout, and what are we doing? We are splitting the classes. So in order to split the classes, I have to split the cell. Okay, so here is split cell, and we are splitting the cell to 1 column 2 rows. 1 column, 2 rows, because this is 1 column here and we're going to make it 2 rows. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Perfect. So now that we've done that, step number 4 is you are going to put the yoga class in the empty cell and delete the extra space. Okay, no problem. So I'm going to select yoga and I am going to cut and click in the bottom cell and paste. And then we are going to delete that extra space. So I'm just going to go here and delete. And just like that, we are done with this particular assignment. So make sure, choose the name of the assignment, copy, and now I'm going to save. File, save as, this up. And don't forget last name, first name, ID number, and the name of the assignment. All right, so we're almost there at the end. So for the next one, resize tables and rows, and we are already on page 27. So for this one, we are going to open 324. So let's go ahead and open 324. Click here, go to my files, and I am going to open 324. Here's 324. How do I know it's 324? Because it says it right here at the top in the title bar. Okay, and so what are we doing? We open up 324 and we select the table beneath the class schedule header. So here's class schedule. So this is the table. Now some of you may want to click and drag. You don't have to do that, okay? Because when you are in a table, you will see this little icon pop up in the upper left corner. And if you click on that little square icon that pops up, it will automatically select the entire table for you. So that's the quick way to select a table. So we have done number 1. Now we're going to go to number 2. Resize the entire table to be 5 inches wide. Now that we have selected our table tools conceptual tab has popped up. We can click on layout. And for this one, we are going to go to table and then properties. So here is table and properties. And what we're doing is we're resizing the entire table to be 5 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type 5 here, and in the drop down box next to measure in, I'm going to choose inches. Okay. So that's step number 2. And I'm going to click OK. Step number 3. Resize just the rows, making them a row height of exactly 0.3 inches. Well, guess what? We're going right back to the table properties. Click on table properties, but this time here, these tabs, you see them here at the top, I am going to choose rows. So when I choose rows, I need to place a check mark and specify height. And now I'm going to choose the height, which is 0.3, and it's in inches. All right, 0.3 inches. And you'll see that it says at least. Okay, and we need to change it to exactly. Why? Because it tells you right here. It says the row height of exactly 0.3 inches. Okay, so make sure you choose the exactly and then click OK. So now, step number 4. Step number 4 says use the distribute columns button to distribute the 2 columns evenly. Okay, no problem. It's already selected, right? So what are we doing? We are distributing the columns. Okay, now if your word, see my word is, let me stretch it open. When I stretch it open, you will see the distribute columns icon right here. So if your word is not stretched open, you have to know what the icon looks like. All right. If you don't know what the icon looks like, then you'll have a hard time, but no problem. All you have to do is hover. If you hover over the icons, the name of the icon will pop up. And if you noticed in the workbook, it even showed you what the icon looks like. Okay, so you can see what the icon looks like. It gives you the name of the icon, and you can just hover over that icon. So what am I doing? I am clicking here, and now it distributed the columns evenly, and I'm done. Now what do? I save. So click here, copy, and I'm gonna go File, Save As. Same thing like I've been doing before. Make sure you know where you are saving your work. If you have your little folder where you do your work, it's very easy to find it when it's time for you to upload it into Teams. You don't have to go searching for it. You know exactly where your work has been saved. And paste. Save. All right, let's go to the next page. Only 2 more to go, guys. Split tables. Okay, so for split tables, this time we are opening up document 325 class schedule. So let's go ahead and do that. Open, and I am opening up 325 class schedule. Here it is. Okay, so 325 class schedule is open. And for step number 2, it says split the table into 2 tables. One that begins with the morning row and one that begins with the evening row. So the trick to this is you need to click where the split is going to occur. Okay, so the split is going to occur right here for evenings. So I click right there where it says evenings, go to my table tools, a conceptual tab, layout, and you will notice an icon right here that says what? Split table. And when I do that, you'll notice it has split it into 2 tables, one for mornings and one for evenings. And guess what? That's it. That's all you had to do for this particular assignment. So let's save. Right click, copy, save. So now you can see why they say these assignments are 5 minutes long. That's all. That's all you need in order to get it done. Last name, first name, ID number, and the name of the assignment. Save. All right, and we have made it to the last one. This is the last one, guys. Configure a repeating row header. Okay, just as a recap, since it's the last one, remember the little box project details gives you information. It tells you the file that you're going to need to use in order to complete this assignment. It tells you the estimated completion time, and it gives you the video reference in case if you forgot how to do the assignment. It tells you right here. Go back to the domain 3 section and look at the video that says configure a repeating row header. I'm going to show you. Okay, go back to domain 3. I'm in domain 3, and I am going to go to the assignment. I'm sorry, the video that says what? Configure, and it's probably logged me out. Let me just double check. Yeah, it logged me out. So when you're idle for a while, it will log you out. You just refresh and go back in, and you'll be perfectly fine. No issues. All right. So here are the videos. And when you go to the videos, let me put it on pause. And here it is right here. Configure a repeating row header. Okay. So that's how you use those little tools on the side of the workbook assignments. So let me go back into my workbook assignment. Go back to my last page. All right. So what am I going to do? I am going to open up file 326 class schedule. Open. And this time, I'm going to go to 326 class schedule. So here's 326 class schedule. Just move it over to the side. And step number 2. In both tables, under the class schedule heading, make the first 2 rows repeat on each new page. All right. So let's start with evenings, since evenings has been split across 2 pages. So in order to do this, you have to first select your 2 rows. Okay, I've selected the first 2 rows. When I've selected the first 2 rows, my table tools pop up and I'm going to click on Layout. All right. And you will see an icon that says Repeat Header Rows. But before I click on that, I want you to notice that you do not see those 2 rows here. That the evenings in class and time, you do not see it. Now watch what happens when I click on Repeat Header Rows. As soon as I clicked on Repeat Header Rows, now you see it here. Evenings, class and time is there. Okay, so let's also do this for mornings. So one more time, how do I do this? Let me click out of the table. First, I select the first 2 rows of the table. As soon as I select the first 2 rows of the table tools conceptual tab pops up and I will click on Layout. And then I'm going to click on Repeat Header Rows. And it's done. All right. So if this table were to split across 2 pages, the first 2 rows will be repeated. So now what do we have left? We have to do our saving. So select the name of the file, right click, copy, and go into your Word and save your work. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do save as. All right. Go to assignments and your name, your ID number, and the name of the assignment. All right, so you're done. So for this particular assignment, you should have created 6 files. So now when you go into Teams, you click on Add Work, you upload all 6 files, and then you click on Turn In. And just like that, you are done with Lesson 2 for Domain 3. Give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing great. All right, so next time, I'll meet up with you guys and we'll talk about how to properly complete Lesson 3. Have an awesome day, guys.